Mike here. So I've been kind of busy in the last week or so getting the shop together. I made one major modification. I did move the modular fridge, a little more modular now, from the mini fridge that it was originally installed in out there in the shed. I brought it into my insulated abode, my lab here, in order to do further testing on it. The cold temperatures outside, it is winter here, it's probably in the 20s right now, makes it very difficult to test a refrigerator. It's intended for domestic use in a room temperature environment, so it's about 70 degrees in here. I put this thing in a, you may recognize this as a freezer-fridge combo, freezer on top. This thing came from work. It was the shop fridge. It died. Couldn't easily be repaired. It had been repaired a number of times before, so it got scrapped. I cut the freezer section right off the top at the bottom floor of the freezer. Just did a clean cut the whole way across, and then I capped it with some plywood that I had here, taped it off with some foil tape, cut a hole in it the same size as what the mini fridge had, and had to move everything over. So you have a lot more space here. I'm gonna have about a 6er in there, so I'm gonna have to get some more beer, more thermal load, just for science. And that's the evaporator glycol tank that I've been using before. I couldn't just stick it right down through. The hole had to be cut smaller because of the way that the top is designed. So I'm going to, with the next glycol tank, which is the next step for this particular project, it's probably going to be round, and I'm going to shift to a round hole and completely rebuild the base and everything for that thing. So right now it's keeping everything pretty cold. There's some ground rabbit in there. Better insulation, better door, larger volume, probably overall larger heat load, particularly with the temperatures I'm operating at. Did switch to some new gauges, decided I needed some, I actually needed 2 gauges for another project. I'm going to be building a heat pump for this shed. So I decided to use the lower quality gauges that were on here to switch to glycerin filled gauges, which I found I really like. Much finer pointer, generally better construction, and if you have any fluttering, the glycerin tends to take care of that. So whenever I charged this thing, I did have a leak right here. So I kept tightening and tightening and tightening. Knew that sucker was going to blow, put my glasses on, and kept cranking on it, and sure enough, this thing blew right out the bottom. So I was able to reflare it right here on site in a couple of minutes and get everything vacuumed down and recharged. So everything seems to be working just fine right now. I am running a small fan at the base of the condenser. This condenser never really got me the subcooling that I wanted, but I'm going to keep using it. I had intended to, and you could check some of the other videos on this, to actually encase this thing with sheet metal on the outside and the inside, hoping to get kind of a stack effect through there. And although that did occur, I got a stack effect, it was at a detriment to general performance. It just was not dissipating heat well enough. I could have painted it black. I probably still should paint it black. I don't know what I'm going to do with this condenser eventually, but for now, it'll serve the role until I do the new evaporator glycol tank, and then I'm going to move into. I have a design for kind of a hybrid static condenser possibly with a small BLDC fan. So haven't quite decided on all that. You can see what I do with the old condenser. Damn thing was in the way all the time. I don't want to throw it away. It's all copper. It's under paint, but it's always in the way. Along with that lamp. I made it in like junior high school or something, and I just haven't really been able to get rid of it. It was a lot of fun at the time to make. So anyway, both these things were in the way. I needed a nice little just reading lamp in case I want to turn the bright lights off. And it just so happens that the way I designed this thing to be supported by a piece of all thread, that sucker just slid right down on top and kind of made a nifty little shape. So that worked out really well. I want to make another video for some of the other stuff I have in here, so that's pretty much it for now. It's going to be a couple of weeks until I do another update on this particular thing, but until then, thanks for watching.